Okay, hey Leo, how you doing? So, my name is Jacqui, and I am going to do a tarot card reading for Leo for the month of November 2019. I'm doing it for all the zodiac signs. It's now Leo's turn. I'm on the fire signs. And I just want to see if we can look at what energy is surrounding you this month, how you could best use the energies that are surrounding you. Do you have inner work to do? Is it a time to retreat? Is it a time to focus on work? Like, you know, what's going on for you? The astrology of the moment, the astrology of the next few months, it's a little bit intense. It's part of the reason why I wanted to start doing tarot card readings for people. You know, we're not alone when we feel like things are a bit chaotic at the moment. Life feels very up in the air, unsure, you know, and it's not the nicest feeling. And, you know, for those of us who are on a spiritual path as well and trying our best to evolve spiritually, it, you know, it can be a very confusing time. So I think it's nice to have tarot as a tool to utilize to see how we could help ourselves, how best we could help ourselves. Like, you know, there's a very powerful conjunction coming up in January 2020 between Pluto and Saturn, and we're in the run up to it now. Like, it's already happening, really, and it's going to intensify over the next few months. And I don't say that to scare people. I say it because I always feel better when I know what's going on astrologically, because I'm aware that the only thing I can do when the astrology is tense is watch my own responses and see how I am dealing with things and how I respond to things that annoy me or affect me negatively. You know what I mean? Because that's the only thing we have control over. We have no control over what goes on outside of us, and we have very little control over anyone else's behavior except our own. And so everyone, you know, the world would be a better place if we could all learn to kind of temper our own responses, to be calm in how we deal with people, and just to try to be a bit more understanding that everyone's having a hard time right now. Also, at the moment, we have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Gotta love it. Mercury is the planet of communication. Mercury is an air sign. Mercury is happy, and well, happy is the wrong word. Like, he's busy and he's chatty and he wants to speak to people. He wants to zip around the place and say, "Hi guys, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?" You know, he's a social butterfly. And Scorpio is like the complete opposite. Scorpio is a water sign. Scorpio rules the deep dark ocean. Scorpio wants to think about its feelings, wants to feel, it doesn't even want to think, wants to feel its feelings, wants to be in its feelings. Scorpio is all about emotions and deep emotions and depth of knowledge and understanding. So Mercury is very unhappy in Scorpio. And what I've noticed is that people are, including myself, people's thoughts are spiraling. You know what I mean? So you're having a thought, Mercury, your thoughts, and they're going deep down, and then they end up in some weird places, man. You know, there's a vague amount of paranoia around the place. It's just, you know, Mercury isn't happy retrograding through Scorpio, but the retrogrades occur for a reason. You know, we're supposed to revisit. I mean, you need to know where Scorpio is in your birth chart, but maybe you need to revisit old emotions you have surrounding your relationship, your job, where you live, you know, what you intend on studying. You know, it's a time to look back. And I don't believe in being scared of retrogrades. Like, I think that's nonsense. Planets are constantly retrograding. But, you know, it's just good to pay attention to what's going on. So I'm going to do a reading to see how best maybe to move forward with these energies, what we can do. Like, the fact is the energies exist. What can we do to help ourselves, you know, to successfully navigate this energy that's around us at the moment in November 2019. So I'm using mostly rose quartz energy, because rose quartz is such a loving and soft energy. It's just, the vibe from it is just so calming, and I think it's such a beautiful stone, and I really do, you know, I just love it. So this is what I'm using for all of these readings for November 2019. And I also have selenite, and what selenite does is selenite amplifies crystals that it's close to, and it also charges them. So with all that being said, which is just lovely, let us start the tarot card reading as we start every tarot card reading. I've dropped my incense. With a prayer. So, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, please come, please bless and cleanse this space, please bless and cleanse this space, please bless and cleanse this space, please bless and cleanse my energy, you know. Thank you. Please bless and cleanse cards, please bless and cleanse cards, bless and cleanse cards, and please bless and cleanse my beautiful crystals, which bring me great joy, and I just love. I love crystals. Their energy when you hold them in your hands is so beautiful. And I offer blessing to anyone out there who would like it. Please bless and cleanse all of the Leos watching. We may take a deep breath together. And start this reading. Thank you very much. Okay, Leo, I meant to check the time. I don't want these readings to go over half an hour. So excuse me. So let's get started. Leo 2019. Leo 2019, please. Leo 2019. What does Leo need to know in 2019? What does Leo need to know in November of 2019? What the energies are working with. I have some things for you, please. Yeah, okay. So you've been under a lot of pressure. You've had a lot going on. And you have felt it. You have felt the weight of the world. You feel burdened. You have felt burdened. And you also feel impatient for something that you want to happen. And that's adding to your feeling of burden. Like you have enough of your on your plate. You probably have a bit too much on your plate. And the one thing you want to work out is the one thing that's taking its time. What I will say about that is this is the 10 of Wands, and this is the card of burden, carrying a heavy burden and carrying too much. The point about the 10 of Wands is wands signify creativity, and they also signify your life path, your life purpose, and what it is that you really, really want to do and where you want to place your passion in life. And the 10 of Wands is a card that states that realistically it's you who is carrying too much, but it's too much of your own stuff. Like there's some things you need to let go of that aren't working for you anymore. You know, no one can carry 10 full wands. We can maybe carry 3 or 4. You know, by a wand, I mean a job that you love, family responsibilities, doing a new course that you're really, really interested in, and your relationship. You know what I mean? 4 or 5 things in life, 3 or 4 even, main areas of life where you should be setting your focus, and there's 10 here, and 10 is too many. So, you know, and I think you're spreading yourself far too thinly as well. You know, you have all of these plans, and then you're wondering why nothing's working out. And the reason nothing is working out is because you don't have enough time and energy to actually focus on all of them. So you need to weed out what it is that's not working for you. We've all had to do it. I had to at some stage in my life understand, and I probably only did that about 6 years ago, which is ridiculous, that I'm not going to be a ballerina. It's not going to happen. I haven't studied dance for years. Like at no stage in my life, I can still go to ballet classes and enjoy them and think it's very beautiful and I can watch it, but I'm not going to be a ballerina. So that has to be one of the ones that I drop, because it was taking time and energy from other things that I really should be focusing on and wanted to focus on. Like the fact is as well, I wanted to be a ballerina since I was a child, you know, but it was outdated. I don't even want to be a ballerina now. You know what I mean? It's an outdated dream, wish, hope, but I don't want it anymore. And it was taking up time, taking up space in my head and also in my reality. Well, your thoughts create your reality, so of course, you know, so You're wondering why things aren't working out for you, and the fact is you have yourself spread too thinly, and you would be best off to, we have Temperance came out, and Temperance is, number one, she was the first card out of the deck, so she's the first card in the reading, and number two, she is Major Arcana. So Temperance is an angel that's come to bless us with her loving spirit, but also Temperance wants balance. This is what we are attempting to do. And she has 1 foot in the water, which is her emotional well-being, and 1 foot on land, which is her physical resources. So, you know, in order to balance our physical resources and our emotional wellness, we need to look very closely to the decisions that we're making in life and to the things we're pursuing, you know? So I can see that you feel very out of balance at the moment, and you're frustrated as well. Like, you don't know why things aren't working out for you. They're not working out because you've got too many plans. You've got too much going on, and there's no balance within what you have going on. You've got so many balls in the air. I think that's what it is. You're kind of grasping at, you're like, well, whichever one works out will be fine. But that's not how it needs to be. How it needs to be is you need to genuinely look at what you want to do. What you want to do. Like, the fact of the 7 of Pentacles as well is that, like, success can be yours. You know what I mean? It's 7 of Pentacles. Providing you put the work in, there will be a harvest at the end. But you need to really put energy into what it is you want to do. You have to focus and believe fully in what you're doing instead of having 10 things that you're partially focused on and you're not really, and you completely forget about that one for a while, and then you hop over here and you hop over here. Like, that's not serving you. It's not serving you. Not only is it making you feel bad, but things aren't going to work out for you if that's how you keep on going with them. You know what I mean? Something needs to be dropped, something needs to be left behind. And I would think it's a few things need to be dropped and a few things need to be left behind. And, after having a very honest conversation with yourself, or you can call in an angel if you like. I mean, I just pray to Archangel Michael. I'm all about calling in the angels. And if you do want to do that, Archangel Gabriel is who, first of all, corresponds with wand energy, but she's also who you call on to discover your life purpose. So, sit down, call on Archangel Gabriel 3 times. It's very important when you're calling on the angels and when you're attempting to really connect with your higher self. If you don't believe in angels, your higher self, God, whatever it is you want to call it, it's very important that your breathing is calm. So 4 deep breaths, call on Archangel Gabriel 3 times, and have a very calm, honest conversation with her. And she'll answer you. She'll answer you slowly. If you ask a question and you get an immediate voice, that's your ego. That's not Archangel Gabriel. Ask the question and wait. And if you feel like you've got too much going on in your head that you can't hear the answer, then you need to take more breaths and wait. But if you're not into meditation or things like that, you still need to slow down your heart rate. This is what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? You need to slow yourself down. You need to sink into your silence. And then you can write it out. Do some automatic writing. Do whatever it is works for you. In order to see what you need to drop and what you need to hang on to. You can even go for another tarot card reading, you know what I mean, to see what it is that you should be doing in life. But yeah, you do have too much going on. You are spreading yourself too thinly. It is frustrating, and it won't change if you don't change something. The thing about Temperance is as well, like, she is the angel, and it is about divine timing as well. So things are working out for you, but you just need to be a bit more decisive now and, focus on a couple of things. But she, at the end of the day, there's change. If it's peace we're looking for, and if it's peace we don't have, then we need to change something. Yeah, and you'll feel so much more powerful. You will feel so much more powerful if you genuinely drop what needs to be dropped now and move on. You will just feel so much better. Okay, so Leo, you've got a little bit of homework to do. Everyone goes home with homework from my tarot card readings. Not always, but nearly always. You know. So, okay, so that's good so far. So, tarot, thank you. What else for Leo? What else for Leo? What else for Leo? Oh, nice. Do we have one to go with that? Okay. So, beautiful card. Empress. Number 3 of the major arcana also. So, Temperance and the Empress, both major arcana cards. Major arcana, fated life events, big things that need to happen. So, there's a few different things going on with the Empress. One, she is creativity. She is the embodiment of creativity. So whatever it is that you want to do, and whatever it is that you really, really hope will work out, it's your creative side. And it's the side that you're probably most scared will fail. But it won't fail because it's where your genuine passion and drive lies. So, you know, if you are struggling to figure out what am I supposed to drop, what am I supposed to keep, do I have to keep that job that I hate and that makes me feel dead inside when I'm going to every morning? Like, no. You know, everyone needs money coming in. I'm not saying just go and quit your job right now, but what you should be really, really focusing on is what makes your creative heart side sing. You know what I mean? Maybe it's singing. Maybe it's art. Maybe it's farming. You know? Could be something to do with being outside. There's a lot of outside cards here. Everyone's outside. And the Empress rules nature as well. You know, she rules Venus, abundance, nature, beauty. So there's that. And it's also the fact that if it's not entirely creative and if you consider yourself a business person, which is absolutely fine, then it's whatever new project it is that you've been concentrating on that you'd like to birth. You know, the Empress is often a mother, or she's often pregnant in the tarot. So it's whatever you're full with at the moment that you love. You know, it's whatever you consider your baby. That's what you should be focusing on. So the Empress is very powerful. She also speaks of new beginnings. Yeah, she does. She always, because she's the number 3, so she also speaks of new beginnings. So once you have the faith and the strength to go after what it is you really, really, really want, you know, the Empress brings all kinds of blessings. Yeah. Just on a side note as well, Leo, spend a bit more time outside. Go and hang out in nature. It will make you feel better. It will calm you. It will help you to sort your breathing out. And, you know, it's where inspiration lies. Nature, man. Nature is so beautiful. Okay. So this is a clear reading so far. This is a nice reading, guys. So let's see. Do we have any more for Leo? What else would we like to tell Leo? Let's see. So creativity, it's what you want to do. It's your own drive. Okay, what will we do now? So, Leo. Queen of Cups. Okay. Yeah, your mind is playing tricks on you. Yeah. Yeah. I think you feel like you should be... You feel like it's all a bit unfair at the moment. You know, I think you feel like there's 2 scenarios going on here, because I have to, like, it could be a relationship, but not all Leos watching this are going to be in a relationship. So there's 2 different scenarios here, which is interesting because this has happened kind of a few times in the last few readings. Not all of them. No, but a couple of them. Anyway, so for the people in a relationship, you've had your heart really, really hurt by the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands represents fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. But, you know, like the Knight of Wands is a bit of, he's an immature kind of dude. He's a bit of a messer. He isn't the most trustworthy. He's a bit of a player, you know, and there's been some crosswords here. And he's hurt you. He's hurt you a lot, and his behavior has been very, very selfish. So, and he's hurt your heart. Sorry about that, Leo. You know, the point of this is, yeah, the Queen of Cups, or if you're the fire sign and you're involved with the water sign, you know, the Queen of Cups, you're not really, like, it's not the best pairing, I have to say. Like, first of all, it's Queen and the Knight. Queen and the King are the ones who should be together. And second of all, it's fire and fire and water don't really go together. Like, she wants to sit at home and eat beautiful food and drink a glass of wine and sit in front of the fire. Like, she's a very, not entirely passive, but it's a passive energy, you know, it's a beautiful energy. And this guy couldn't be more different. He wants to climb mountains, he's a rock climber, he doesn't like to use safety ropes, you know, he's just spontaneous, and sleep is irrelevant to a lot of fire signs, you know what I mean? So it's a possibility actually that you both feel really hurt because you don't understand each other. And there might be a lot of chemistry here and a lot of attraction, and you make each other laugh, but you know, overall, it's not the best union. That's not to say it can't be saved, but I think you both feel so hurt now that, you know, and possibly you feel quite angry about what happened. So that's up to you, you know. Energy like this is very chaotic. So you need to decide if that's the type of thing you want in your life, because people don't change unless they want to. Like, I'm not saying whoever it is you're arguing with isn't going to change, but, you know, if they change, it's going to be because they want to, not because you want them to. Yeah, and there's been arguments, and it's just been so unpleasant, and yeah, you know, yeah. I think you're an emotional body, and you're like, why won't this person understand me? Why won't they be kinder to me? And the dude is just like, what are you talking about? Like, why would I be kinder? You know, why would I be anything? I'm just living my life. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing what I want to do. And therein lies the problem, my friend, of the Knights. You know what I mean? They do what they want to do. So, oh yeah. So that's for people in relationship. For people who aren't in relationship, you know, yeah, again, it's just this conflicting energy of like, you feel like you should be better understood, even by your own universe. You're like, you know, you've got yourself focused on so many different things, and nothing is working out. Nothing is working out. It all feels hollow and vague, and you're putting so much energy into it, but it's going nowhere. It could even be going backwards at times, you know, and you really feel like, that's the thing, you feel like you gave it your all. So I think you're a bit offended with the universe that things haven't worked out for you, but we've covered that. You know, you've got too much going on, and you need to downsize and focus on less. Yeah, like, the thing is, all the energies of the tarot can be used well. The Queen of Cups, like, the thing is, she's a beautiful energy. I find sometimes Queen of Cups, she's not my favorite. You know, she can be depressing and low level and sad, and these two together say that, you know, she's feeling victimized at the moment. But being victimized doesn't get us anywhere, man. And that's where the Knight of Wands energy comes in very helpfully, because this guy has so much energy, and now sometimes, granted, he doesn't think very well, but sometimes you need that energy to just kickstart something, to get things moving. So, and one of my favorite things to say is, like, you know, we all have to kickstart our own healing. There's no one coming to help you, there's nobody coming to save you, there's nobody coming to fix you. You have to do it yourself. So if you're feeling low, you need to find a way, and nature will help, but you need to find a way to harness the energy to kickstart something new. And I'm not saying it'll be easy, and I'm also not saying you'll have immediate results, because the Seven of Pentacles says you won't have immediate results. But you have to keep the faith, and you, like, try and find something that really allows you to connect very deeply with your creativity, because that's what wants to come out in you now. And like, I have to say, actually, both of these people are creative, you know. in very different ways. She's like creative from her heart, and he's got so much energy that he creates. Sometimes he creates nonsense because he's not always thinking about what he's creating, but he creates nonetheless. Creates, you know, which is a good energy to get you started on the road. So you use the Knight of Wands energy to kind of push your depression and your self-sabotage and your spiraling thoughts. You know, you use the Knight of Wands energy to kind of, and actually they're facing each other, so that is what needs to happen. To, you know, fight these guys so that you can connect more successfully with your successful, creative, beautiful, real energy. You know what I mean? And these things take time. I think that's the thing as well with the Knight of Wands. We're so impatient. Humans are so impatient. We want everything now. We've done a bit of work. Could have done a load of work. You know, and we're like, why am I waiting? What is happening? You know what I mean? You're not waiting. It's divine timing actually as well. I wanted to say that about the Temperance card. She rules divine timing, divine guidance. So the fact is, this is why you should be outside as well and slowing down your breath. And like, that's where you can use the Queen of Cups energy, because, you know, in order to hear your guidance, you need to slow down, and your brain needs to be not rushing at 100 miles an hour, surrounded by confusion, not giving anything a second. You know what I mean? We have to slow down, sit in nature, you know, say, thanks trees, I love you. Thanks flowers for being beautiful. That's all, just thanks for being beautiful, feeding the bees. I love you. I'm a big fan of that. You know, so I'm going to leave it there, Leo. That's been a pretty full-on reading. There's a lot going on. It's been a very good reading. And keep the faith, you know. I don't want to end on a bad note. Keep the faith. Like, you have Temperance and you have the Empress. They're beautiful cards, man. It's beautiful energy. And you have a deep well, like, you have a deep well of power inside you that nobody can damage, you know what I mean? But when we're wallowing a little bit in self-pity, or when we're too fired up and not concentrating and not focusing on a couple of things that we want, you know, that well of power feels empty. Yeah, feels raw and empty, and you're like, where's it gone? It's still there, you just can't feel it because you're not connected to it. So, you know, you have Temperance and you have the Empress. So there are great things, new beginnings, great things in store for you, but you just need to figure out what it is you really want to do. Okay, Leo, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you a beautiful month. Do the work. Like, there are life-changing energies coming as well, you know. This conjunction in January, all of 2020 can just be so transformative for all of us. But we have to be willing to do the work. You know, all of us, everyone. So, I wish you a beautiful month. I wish you a beautiful time. I will be back on the full moon, November 12th, with another reading for the full moon. Please like and subscribe if you like the reading. If you want to send it to someone personally and you don't like to share it on your page, that's okay. I just think these readings have been very helpful so far, and I'm really enjoying doing them. So thank you, and I wish you a lovely evening, and see you soon, Leo. Bye.